This is the worst Apple product ever. Or maybe at least that is what people on the internet say about it.
The Magic Mouse.
Just for some context, I have always been a user of the MX Master 3, and switching to the Magic Mouse, it's been a journey to say the least. I have been using it for over 2 months now. For the first few days I almost wanted to give up on this video because I was just so frustrated. But I was just wondering, Apple is one of the best, one of the biggest companies in the world, and they only have this mouse, the Magic Mouse. So it should be good, right? It is around the same price tag at the MX Master 3, so it should be comparable or maybe even better. We'll find out in this video. By the way, my name is Ahmed. I'm a neurology doctor here in Brooklyn, New York. On my free time, I like to talk tech, dive into the rabbit hole. So if you are new around here, subscribe down below and let's get into it. I'm gonna break this review into 5 main sections. I'm gonna talk about the design, the comfort, charging, functionality, and in the end I'm gonna have my final thoughts about the Magic Mouse and see if it is really worth $100 or not. And I can see myself here. Honestly, the design of the Magic Mouse is kind of impressive. Sleek, minimalistic, and kind of futuristic. It doesn't really look like an old design, although the first version of this mouse was released in 2009. I really love the look of it. We're gonna talk about function and comfort later, but just looking at it, it is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. On the top it has a full plastic cover, which also doubles as a touch surface, and it has the Apple logo at the back. And because the design is symmetrical, that is the only indicator for you to know which side is up and which side is down. And because the logo is so faint, especially on the black one, so sometimes I find myself flipping it upside down and I was like, oh, why the cursor is moving weirdly, and I realized that it is upside down. So that's something interesting. I didn't expect that. I mean, the symmetrical design does help with the fact that you are able to use it with either hand. If you are right-handed, left-handed, it doesn't matter because the design is symmetrical. But that is the problem because it is also difficult to know which side is up and which side is down. The bottom has 2 long skates that help it glide smoothly on surfaces. There is an optical sensor at the top, and next to it there is an on and off switch. And at the bottom you can see the charging port, which is in this specific one, the latest one, is a USB-C. It comes with 2 colors, the black and the white one. The white is cheaper, which is $80, and the black one is $100. I don't know why. They do have other colors, more colorful options like yellow, red, etc. But those exclusively only come with the iMac, and they basically match the color of the iMac, like yellow, red, etc. So you cannot get them separately. In terms of the weight, the Magic Mouse is lighter than the MX Master 3, but that doesn't make a difference for me, to be honest. What is really important for me is the ergonomics. Like the MX Master 3 has better ergonomics in general. The fact that this mouse is small and lighter makes it sometimes difficult to hold, especially if you have large hands like me. You're gonna find it very challenging to find a comfortable position. And that's one of the downsides I noticed immediately after using this for the first few hours. The MX Master 3 also has better ergonomics in general, so I find it more comfortable. And that is a nice segue to the next section, which is the comfort. The Magic Mouse being very thin makes it more challenging to hold. I did notice some wrist pain on my hand, especially the right hand. I cannot say for sure that the fact that I'm having more wrist pain is caused by the Magic Mouse. Because correlation doesn't mean causation, but I know the ergonomics of this mouse makes it harder for me to keep my hand in a neutral position. And that's comparing it to the MX Master 3, it's just more comfortable, and I feel like my hand is resting in a more neutral position. If you have larger hands like me, you're gonna find the Magic Mouse uncomfortable for sure. I think it will be interesting if someone did a study to see if people using the Magic Mouse are more likely to develop carpal tunnel syndrome. I mean, that will be interesting. Someone should do it. Moving on to charging and connectivity. Surprisingly, the Magic Mouse comes with a nice braided USB-C cable, which I really like. It even matches the color of the mouse. So if you get the black one, you get a black USB-C cable. If you get the white one, you get white USB-C cable. It also has a built-in battery, and it works with all power adapters, including even just connecting it to the MacBook, it charges. If you connect it to like a 5-watt charger, it charges. If you connect it to like 67 watt, it charges, it doesn't matter. Any power adapter you have, it basically plugs to it and it can charge. By the way, this port used to be a lightning cable, but they switched it to USB-C, but it's still at the bottom, but it's better than the lightning cable. I do think it is dumb for Apple to put the charging port at the bottom. I mean, there is some explanation why they did that. I'm not gonna go into that. It doesn't matter. But hear me out. I have been using this for 2 months and I never charge it. I think it's like around 15% now. I'm gonna charge it, but you charge it very rarely. Like, I am kind of like a power user. I use my laptop a lot. I use my mouse a lot. And I still haven't charged in 2 months. And for 2 minutes of charging, it gives you 9 hours of use. So if you woke up one day in the morning and it's dead, plug it for 2 minutes, go touch some grass, and come back and just get to work. That's it. It's not a big deal. But I understand the concept. Like, the concept is like, why? Like, why would you put it at the bottom? It makes no sense. Like the iPhone, for example, the iPhone has a notch, right? Just like it have a notch here, the same. It's gonna look like the iPhone. It's gonna be Apple style. And I think that will also help to know which side is the front and which side is the back. Listen, Apple, take some notes. And for a full charge, it takes 2 hours. So you can just plug it and just go to sleep, and then in the morning it's charged. You don't have to charge it for 2 months. The first version they released in 2009, it has AA batteries, and for sure, like buying the AA batteries, changing the AA batteries, all of that takes more than 2 minutes. So charging this for 2 minutes is even faster than the AA batteries. So it is an improvement. I do hate the fact that I sound like an Apple fanboy. So if it is not obvious to you, the Magic Mouse, it is a wireless mouse, of course, because the only port it has is this USB-C port, which is only used for charging. But you can still use it on a PC if you have Bluetooth. I don't know why would you, but you have the option. Honestly, surprisingly, the Bluetooth connectivity is not good. While I'm using it, it's fine. But when I turn it off, let's say if I went to a coffee shop, I turn it off and I came back home and then I turn it on, it doesn't connect automatically. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I wait like for 1 minute until it reconnects. So I have to go to Bluetooth connection and click Magic Mouse, connect, etc. It's annoying. I'm not sure if it is the problem is my specific model or my specific mouse I got is defective, but it's not good. The MX Master 3 is actually easier to connect with Mac than the Magic Mouse itself, which is very unlike Apple. Usually Apple products are very well integrated. They connect between each other very quickly, but this one is surprisingly not good. It's surprisingly the connectivity is not good. So every time I turn it on and off, I have to usually go to the Bluetooth, connect it again. It's annoying. The other bad thing is that you can only connect the Magic Mouse to one device at a time. So if I connect it to my Mac and I want to switch it to my iPad, I have to reconnect it again. If I want to switch back to the Mac, I have to switch it back again, reconnect again. It is annoying. But the MX Master 3, it has 3 profiles. With the click of a button, you can switch between devices. So switching between 2 devices with the Magic Mouse is not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun. That kind of defeats the whole point of using an Apple product in the first place. Because when I use an Apple product, I expect it to integrate really well with other Apple products I own. I have a Mac, I have iPad, I have an iPhone. I want to switch quickly between my Mac and my iPad with the mouse. That doesn't work. So what is the point of me using a Magic Mouse if I cannot do that? Anyway, Regarding the functionality of the Magic Mouse, you can pair the Magic Mouse in two ways. Either you can pair it with the Bluetooth connection, or you can pair it with the USB cable. You just connect one end with the Magic Mouse and the other end with your MacBook, and it connects. It connects via Bluetooth. So after you disconnect the cable, it works immediately, which is good. It has an optical sensor, so it almost works with all like solid surfaces, but that means it does not work on glass. That compared to MX Master 3, it can work on glass. The Magic Mouse is kind of unique by the fact that it does not have a scroll wheel. It only has two buttons. It has a left click by default, and there is a right click you can activate in the setting. The buttons themselves, I would say they are clicky and well built. But what really sets the Magic Mouse apart is the fact that it has a touch surface. So it's kind of like a mix between a mouse, like the traditional mouse, and like a trackpad. So the touch surface is kind of like replaces the scroll wheel, but it also adds more cool features, like for example horizontal scrolling. Like the scroll wheel, usually you scroll vertically, but with this touch surface you can scroll horizontally. Like through, like if you have a large picture, if you have like a large document, you can scroll horizontally. The other thing that touch surface enable is gestures. With one finger you can click on the left to select something. You can click on the right to bring the right click menu, like copy, pasting, etc. You can double tap with one finger to do like a smart zoom. You can double tap with two fingers to show all the open apps, which Apple calls like mission control. With one finger you can do a horizontal swap, which can help you move forward or backward, especially like for example in like a browser, Safari. You can do two finger horizontal swap, which is switch between full screen apps. You can also hold the option key on your keyboard and swap, which do a zoom in. For example, to zoom in the timeline in Adobe Premiere. With all this function, gestures, and all these cool features, that raises the question, is this like a trackpad or a mouse? Because I can do most of this stuff on my trackpad, on my MacBook. So what's the point, right? Honestly, sometimes I would forget that I have the Magic Mouse. I would just be like using my trackpad, and I'd be like, oh wait, I should be using the Magic Mouse because I'm reviewing it, right? Like I cannot just stop using it and just use the trackpad. But I think if I was just using the trackpad, I would be fine. I mean, the trackpad on the MacBook is really good. They also have the trackpad that you can buy separately, which is another option, but it's more expensive. I believe it's $129. But I understand if you're using a desktop Mac like iMac, Mac, Mac Mini, etc., you need a mouse, so maybe this is gonna be a good mouse for you. But if you are using a MacBook, I think it is honestly kind of useless. And that is kind of lead us to the conclusion of this video. I think the question remains if I would recommend the Magic Mouse or not. That's kind of a difficult question to answer. In general, I think if you have a large hand, I think it is not worth it. If you use your computer a lot, like for 8-10 hours editing, etc., you probably should look to something else. If you have a smaller hand, you use your computer occasionally, and you care more about like design and looks, I mean, it could be an option. The Apple Magic Mouse could be an option, but I do believe it is overpriced. I think it should be priced at around $40 to $50. I think it is too much to pay $100 for this mouse. That's the end of the video. Let me know down below what do you guys think about the Magic Mouse, and do you guys expect them for the next generation of the Magic Mouse to update the charging port, or they gonna just keep it like this forever? What do you guys think? I hope they really will change it. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Bye.